Hello, my name is Domo, and welcome back to Microslaughter Community Project. So, this map. Yeah, pretty interesting. I really struggled with this one, surprisingly. Now, if you don't know, on the Doomed Index, this is ranked as a beginner tier map, and I heavily disagree with this. I think this is Fairweather. Maybe it's the route that I took, probably is, but oh well. I still stand by what I said. I just feel like the Archfiles in the middle are just completely relentless, which is why I target them first. I just want to get them out of the way. They do respawn, which is really annoying. But, you know, other than that, this map is pretty good. So what I do is I grab the backpack, I basically just chill in this corner, wait for all the cackers to move over, and then I maneuver my way around so I can basically hit all the switches, get the secret BFG, which this brings me on to one of my complaints with this WAD. A lot of the secrets are BFGs, which I feel personally they are mandatory for beating some of these maps. And if you're ever going to make a map, so to anyone who is new to mapping, don't do this. It's really frustrating, especially for like players like myself who just, you know, want to get all the kills. It's just annoying. Don't do it. That's all I can say about it. So once you get the secret BFG, should not be a secret, but once you get the secret BFG, just BFG everything that's kind of blocking the center. You want a lot of space to move around when killing these Archfiles, and basically for the next fight as well, which is also the final fight. I do try and target the Archfiles with some of the BFG blasts, but I mostly go for the Caca Demons. And yeah, the reason is because they've got the biggest hitbox basically out of anything that's there. 'Cause it's mostly Revenants, a Cyber. Well, a Cyber's there, but it doesn't really pose much of a threat until the latter part of the map. So yeah, what I do is like, he's basically stuck in within fighting for most of the first phase. Just one BFG shot will be enough to, I just started there, one BFG shot will be enough to just, you know, kill him. So as well, you're probably going to run out of cells from time to time, but just pick them up. There's so many cells just scattered around, and you know, it's quite nice. You get a lot of ammo for this map. But here, this is the final phase. I chill back a bit, just fire a bunch of rockets, and when the Archfiles get really aggressive on me, I hide and then make like a full kind of circumference around that centerpiece, and I just BFG them all. And I do want to save a few BFG cells, which is why I switch back to the rocket launcher. If I do so, I can then save it for the crowd of Pain Elementals and Cacodemons, which are teleporting behind. And then what I do from here is I just, yeah, BFG them. That's really the map. There is one section where I'm stuck trying to kill a Revenant that's perched onto like one of the... I don't understand why they're there, but you know what, fair enough. I basically spend like 30 seconds getting annoyed by lost souls and just trying to kill those Revenants. There's one that's just really persistent, but eventually I get him, and yeah, that's the end of the map. I don't really know what else to add to this. Like, this map it's not like incredibly hard, but I'd say it's, you know, it's definitely Fairweather. Like, that first fight is just a lot going on. It's kind of hard to follow it. Yeah, that's all I've got to say. I'm just gonna end my commentary here and move on to the next map when this demo is done. Alright, map 7. I'm not a huge fan of this map personally. I feel like it just drags on for a while, and again, it commits the sin of hiding a BFG as a secret. You're gonna see this a lot. It's just in a lot of maps. again, I don't understand why it happens. But rant aside, I just hit my mic, oops, leaving that in. But just hit the switches, get out of here, don't bother pressing that secret switch, you're gonna do that when you come back in to clean up. I get stuck on these revenants, this demo's really sloppy, I just could not be bothered with this map. Like, I'm not saying it's a bad map, it's not a horrible map, it's just... Yep, there's the sin. But it's just like, it's whatever. I mean, it's not like a standout map, but in my opinion, it's not really, you know... It's not awful. It's, like, there's been worse, to be fair. And you'll probably see it at some point later. I'm already running out of words, and we've only just started. But here, just clean up. I'd like to do that before I go on to the next phase. Now you press the secret switch, and then just run in here. This only took 3 attempts, so you could tell I hadn't had much practice. This part of the map is actually pretty fun. Like, I don't mind these fights so much. It's the final bit, which I'm just not too keen. You'll see. But now, this is the part where, you know, a bunch of pinkies and cybers show themselves. You get a few enemies on the side that kind of reveal themselves too, like so, but, you know, this part isn't really too hard. What I like to do is just hit the switches, BFG if overwhelmed, get the key, and move on to the final fight, because everything is just gonna, like, clean up itself most of the time. Like, there's a lot of cybers, they'll just rocket everything, get everything to infight. That's the thing with, like, if there's any map, like, this is a tip I have for any new players, if there's a cyber in a map, and loads of other enemies, it's good to try and get them to infight with them, because then that way it saves your ammo and just, you know, the nuisance of having to clean everything up afterwards. So, I don't know, I'm not exactly the best player, but I guess I'm not awful either, so you can take my advice if you want. I'd say it's pretty good advice, to be fair. Now, I've gone and basically grabbed the red key, so I'm moving on to the final fight, and yeah, this is the fight that I don't like. It's a bunch of kind of monsters in windows, loads of cacodemons, and then 2 mancubi perched up at the very top of that pyramid, which is where the exit is. It's, yeah, I don't like the windowed monsters. It's really tedious because they don't really clean up themselves. There's no crusher to kill them when you press all the switches, which I think is really annoying, and it probably would have made the fight 10 times better, but it is what it is, you know. It's fine. It's not the worst, I suppose. But yeah, once you get to this point of just pressing all the switches, everything will infight in that other arena, so you can just focus on killing the cybes with the BFG ammo you get. You get a lot of cells in this map, so just kind of, well, yeah, I guess you could go ham with them, really. Like, here I'm trying to use the tracers like as optimally as I can. Almost die here, like in a really stupid way too. But yeah, that's that section. And usually a bunch of cackers will like clog up like the exit to that into the final fight if you kind of do my method. So just grab a bunch of cells from the back if there are any, and yeah, go ham on them, is all I can say. Yep, there's another cell pack there, so just, again, go ham. They will kind of cluster up, the ones that don't infight, and you'll usually take most of them down anyway, so... other than that, it's really just cleaning up the windowed monsters, so there's not really much else to it. It's, again, a short commentary, but I'm looking forward to doing the ones where it's just like... Oh, next map I'm looking forward to doing, because I have a lot to say about that. Regardless of it kind of being shorter than the other ones. You'll see when you get there, again. But, yeah, I don't really have much else to add, so I'm just gonna leave it there and see you when it's the next map. here we are, my favorite map in the whole set. Now, just push past these imps, hit the switch for the rocket launcher, grab the rocket launcher, and then try and get in like a diagonal sort of pattern with the rockets, because that way you'll be able to push through the imps quicker. Now, this run specifically is record, and it's one of the few record runs that I've done for this kind of, you know, monthly thing. And yeah, I was really surprised that I got this, to be fair. Most of my times were kind of stuck between 3 minutes 10, 3 minutes 15. I didn't get anything below that. And all of a sudden, just one run, yeah, 2 minutes 55. I can't really explain it either. I think it was just really good RNG. So, push through the pinkies, hit the switch, brute force your way towards the archvile, and then, yeah, SR50, well, I try and SR50, I think, in some demos. I don't know if I did with this one. I really wanted to save time somehow, but now you've got a bit of a rev hallway thing going on here. Sometimes Hell Knights can appear behind you, and yeah, you'll just get scratched up, and Hell Knight scratches do a shit ton of damage. So just be careful, try and kill the Revenants, and when you do, push past, grab the key, and more Revenants are going to show themselves, but usually they're a bit more of a pushover than the last ones. Saying that, I think I took more damage here than the first time, so I guess I can't really say much. Since this recording, I've, you know, practiced rev hallways quite a bit, and I'd say I'm like a lot better with dealing with them, so yeah. Anyway, now this is what I found to be the important part of the demo, and you'll see it coming up, but here, the idea is you want to try and get into the corner where the Megasphere was, and this is because it gets everything out of, like, the kind of, you know, the crevices, as you can call them. Sorry, I just had to burp. But, yeah, you basically want to get everything out of the crevices so then they can infight with each other. Now, depending, I don't know, on RNG, of course, because that's really how infighting works most of the time, you could either have it so the Cybers kill most of them, which in this case they do, or some cases where all the Cybers just die immediately, and, you know, you've got loads of Hell Knights and Barons to get rid of, and that's just really tedious, because it, you know, they're a lot more tankier in the sense with the BFG. Now, here, just use up the rest of your cells, and yeah, that was insane. I could go on and on, but I don't want to praise myself too much. This run was insane. I'm sure someone like the Cultist is capable of beating this, so I don't know. On to the next map. We're getting a bit spooky with this map. So grab that secret, push past the revs, and do a bunch of horseshoe maneuvers around these pillars. That zap was really delayed. Probably wasn't, but it felt really delayed when just looking back on that. Yeah, that really annoys me when that happens. But here, just go right around the revs. Usually if you horseshoe maneuver enough, then you'll just... I don't know, just crowd control. I forgot my words already. Like, this is great. So, kill the chain gunners. There's two other secrets here. One with the bloody wall, and the other one with just the switch next to the door. You want to hit that before you get zapped by the vials. And in this section, ooh, scary platforming. No, not really. Just move forward, and you go into this section. The only thing about this map is that this section is just completely off compared to, you know, how the rest of the theme of the map is, and you know, it's not really anything bad. It's just, it does throw me off a little bit, maybe just because like I'm so used to it sticking to one theme, but it's not too bad. I quite like this room. So I use a few BFG shots on those Arachnotrons, and then I go here, lure the Revenant a little bit over so then I can go through the teleporter, and yeah, just let Carnage loose, really. It's... yeah, this fight is... this is where most of my attempts ended. And yeah, I just take loads of damage, really. I'm terrible at dodging projectiles for whatever reason, but I try and just keep to a maneuver and push through if I can. And yeah, that's really all I do. You get quite a lot of BFG ammo in this, so try and use it wisely. I don't, because I panic a lot. Like, as you can see, I go from 2% back to full health, down back to 5%, and then, yeah, it's just a repeat of that every now and then. Get stuck on a bunch of Revenants, because why not? This demo is really sloppy. I think most casual maxes are actually quicker than this. So it could be a matter of me just needing to go back and rerun this. And honestly, I wouldn't mind. This map was really fun. Like, even if I had quite a bit of trouble with it. So, now that I've ran out of BFG cells, I just rocket the remaining things down. You get a lot of rockets here, so just, you know, go wild with it. Those ledged Revenants don't die, like, automatically, so you have to clean them up, which is a little bit annoying, but yeah, it's whatever. It's not as bad as, I don't know, with the respawning Arachnotrons in map 7. I didn't like that. But yeah, this map is fun. It's the first, and I'm pretty sure Antares has like 2 maps in this set. Is this an Antares map? I think it is. It's a really good map, by the way. And the other map as well is like, yeah, I really like the other map. It's probably one of my favorite maps in the set, along with map 8. But that's not going to be for a while, and again, you'll see, as I've said multiple times in this video. So, all the Revenants are dead. However, don't leave this area just yet, because there's the Cacodemon. He's very forgetful, but it's mostly just because, you know, you have to push through the teleporter when being targeted by like loads of enemies, specifically Revenants, yeah. And then lastly, just go over here, kill the Archviles. Don't know why I hid there, because I could have easily taken a zap, and it would have been way quicker, but it is what it is. And that's the last map done. Yeah, it's really fun. I liked it, but I'm kind of sad that, you know, I got such a bad time with it. Maybe I'll revisit it in the future. But that's all the maps I'm going to be showing today, so thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next one.